So what's real estate looking like these days? That's a question I posed to the CEO of the province's Real Estate Association, Bill Stirling. This is what he had to say.
Bill, why don't you tell us about the general health of the housing market in Newfoundland and Labrador?
Well, we've just come through 3 or 4 years, as you know, very strong growth, both in terms of prices and numbers of units that we've sold across the province. This year, we're expecting that to be tempered somewhat. We don't think you're going to see any price decreases, but the kind of growth that we've seen over the last few years is going to kind of slow down, and we're expecting to have what we call a flat year. So, maybe a few fewer properties, prices probably holding consistent where they are, but not the same kind of growth that we've seen over the last few years.
Typically with spring and summer we see more for sale signs that are going out. So if you were kind of predict how things are looking going forward, would you expect that this is a homeowner's market or a buyer's market?
Well, it's probably a little bit of a buyer's market. We're starting to see, and whatever happens with the price of oil, the price of commodities, and the economy generally across the country is going to influence what happens here. A lot of the growth that we've seen over the last few years has been driven by tremendous growth in the oil and gas business, the long distance commute business back and forth to Alberta, high prices in iron ore and others out of Labrador. So, all of those prices have come down now. Projects are starting to slow down, be put on hold, be canceled. Depending on how long that lasts, that will have an impact on what we see happen here. If the price starts to come back up, projects start to come back on, the massive layoffs that you hear rumors of out west don't happen, then we still have an opportunity here to continue the kind of strong market that we've had. Right?
What's the typical most popular home now that people seem to be looking for?
Oh, gee, that depends. It depends on what section of the market you're looking at. I mean, new homeowners are looking to get started. They're looking for something affordable. They're probably looking for a smaller, entry-level kind of house. A lot of people who've done well in the last few years, looking for a larger house. You're starting to see, as we're all getting older and that baby boom starts to retire, you're starting to see downsizing, people looking for something smaller, going from a 2-story to a bungalow. And we're seeing, growth in the condo market, right? So people want to get out of the hassle of owning a house and looking after a property. They still want to have some equity in something that they own, so they're moving into a condo where somebody else is going to look after mowing the grass and shoveling the snow and all of that sort of thing. So depending on what segment of the market you're looking at, there's differences right across the whole market.
So if somebody is looking at downsizing, looking at selling a home, what are some advice or common mistakes that people are making that you would advise?
Well, certainly, making your property as what we use in the industry is the word curb appeal. Make it look as good as you can. So freshen it up, clean it up. Coat of paint is always good. If you're looking to list your property, I would certainly encourage people to go on the MLS service. That gives every agent in the community, every agent in the province, access to the information about your house and the ability to sell it. So, an exclusive listing, you've got one person to try to sell your house. On an MLS listing, you've got 700 across the province who have access to that inventory and are looking to sell your house. So we think, homeowners would be much better off with an MLS listing.
And if people are getting discouraged because they're not seeing a lot of traffic, what would you say, what is a good amount of time to leave it on the market, or when should you look at adjusting your strategy?
Well, again, that varies. A well-priced house generally sells fairly quickly. If something is on the market a long time, generally it means that it's overpriced, it's overvalued. And as we're starting to see, some leveling out of prices, we'll see some of those adjustments where people are expecting that, last year my house was worth $300. This year I'm going to try and sell it for $325 or $330. That may sit on the market a little bit longer, but if you try to get what you would have gotten last year for the property, it would generally sell a little bit quicker.
Well, great advice. Thanks so much, Bill, for your time.
Well, thank you very much for having us.
So some valuable information. If you're interested in learning more, you can check out the website www.nlar.ca.